all want a healthy relationship. Of course we do, right? And everybody goes into relationships with the people that they want with really good intentions. But yet sometimes, because we don't take the necessary precautions or have the necessary conversations or the necessary honesty, we can jeopardize the longevity and the quality of our relationships. So today I'm going to go through 5 controversial but non-negotiable things you must do with your partner to have a healthy relationship. And the things I'm actually going to go through, yeah, they might seem controversial because I know we're all so used to hearing those things being, you know, trust and communication and intimacy. And yes, all those things are definitely important. But actually what I'm going to give you are things that may seem controversial at first, but it's the actual real practical things that help keep a relationship healthy and happy long term. So when you see people who have been together for 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years, who are very much still in love and playful and happy together and have the level of quality relationship that you want yourself, I promise you they do at least 4 of these things. I put my money on all 5. So into these non-negotiable 5 things. The first thing is communicate your unreasonable needs. And when I say unreasonable needs, I mean communicate the needs of yours that are very specific to you that other people probably don't have. So for example, you might be the person where you're like, hey, it's really important to me that you send me a good morning text. I want to hear from you in the morning. And okay, it doesn't mean you have to text all day, every day, but just a text in the morning, I would love that. And this may seem unreasonable, but it's a really important thing for me. That could be one of those things. Or another unreasonable thing might be, okay, babe, when I get home from work, I know that we haven't seen each other, we want to chat, but I just need 45 minutes to decompress and to not talk to anyone. That can seem like an unreasonable need as well. But I promise you, the unreasonable needs that you have, that you can communicate to your partner and that they can do for you, you are going to keep the quality of your relationship way past the honeymoon phase. Because a big reason why the honeymoon phase ends is because the unreasonable needs that we've been dampening, you know, to help get to this point, being in a relationship with the person, they start to come to the surface and our partner has no idea what they are. So then if they don't fulfill those needs of ours, it then starts to dampen the relationship and the chemistry that we have. You know, you start finding little annoyances, little seeds of resentment. Oh, like another unreasonable need. And I'll be honest, this is definitely personally one of mine. It is completely unreasonable. I can't handle people chewing with their mouth open. I can't do it. And I definitely get it from my dad because he hated it as well. And he drilled it into me and my siblings that we are not to chew with our mouth open. Now, when I hear someone do it, it makes me want to punch them in the throat. It's an unreasonable thing. I put my hands up. But there you have it. Next non-negotiable thing you need for a healthy relationship is to have some distance. Esther Perel says it best. Fire needs space to breathe. I get when you start seeing someone, when you start dating someone and you're getting really close to them, you know, you're having a lot of fun. All we want to do is be so close to them all the time. And I completely understand that. However, the reason we want to be close to them is because there is distance. The reason there is desire is because there is the element of a gap that we have to cross in order to get to this person. So once we start to see the person all the time, or more so when we start living with them, that distance and gap is gone. And without distance, you can't have a flow of energy. And the flow of energy is exactly what chemistry is. It's the difference in temperature in which heat transfers. So having a healthy level of distance for a relationship is crucial to maintain that chemistry. So for example, if you do actually live together, one of you could go away for a weekend with some friends, or maybe go away with some work colleagues. Or maybe one of you have a detox away from life and you have a weekend in a hut by yourself, away from your partner, your family, your friends and work and everything like that. Or even better yet, you don't have to go to every single social event together. So if someone's having a birthday party, you could be like, hey babe, I'm gonna go to this birthday party alone. It's not that I don't want you to come, I just want to go solo on this occasion. Having a little distance means you have somewhere where you can come back together. We have to be able to separate ourselves from the home, go out into the world, and then come back. And home is where the heart is. And when we hear people say, no, we have to be together all the time, I can't have any distance, you suffocate the chemistry of the relationship. It's always good to have a little bit of mystery and just maintain that. And part of doing that is being able to let go. What's that phrase that they say? Hold on tightly, but let go lightly. Next non-negotiable for a healthy relationship is to make an effort to look good for each other. Yes. Some people say, no, you should look good only for yourself. And yes, you should absolutely look good for yourself, but you should also make an effort to look good for your partner, because they are attracted to you, and so they are the ones that will appreciate it the most out of everyone, because they're with you, right? It's funny, people make all the effort to look really good to go to an event where they're going to be in front of strangers, but you just mentioned, hey, make an effort to look good for your partner, and everybody loses their mind. Now, that's not me saying that you have to do everything to look good for your partner. However, you should make an effort to maintain a standard for them. Complacency is the slow death of relationships. People get into a relationship and we become complacent. That's why we have things called relationship weight. You know, when someone's got some relationship weight on them, when someone gains weight because they've gotten into a relationship and now they're feeling comfortable, that's complacency. This is also a big reason, I believe, why a lot of marriages start to fail. It's because when people get married, they think, oh, okay, cool, we crossed the finish line, we won, we're here. It's like there's this shift in people's minds. It's like this shift of the illusion of this everlasting security of the marriage. And that's just simply false. He used to take her out on dates, now he doesn't. He used to get her flowers, now he doesn't. She used to take care of him and host him really well, now she doesn't do that. Now she says to him, hey, you can just help yourself. Maybe they're not having as much sex as they used to. People tend to become complacent when they feel that they've established the security of a relationship. Yet we forget that our partners could decide to leave tomorrow, and half of marriages end in divorce. So to be honest, I don't really understand where this everlasting security comes from because you're in a relationship or you have a ring on your finger. Complacency is the slow killer of relationships. So making effort to look good for each other is the least we can do. So if you are the person who does like training and working out, then continue doing that. If you're the kind of person who likes to elevate their clothes and their fashion and their style, then continue doing that. Where I really see this work is when a woman goes, I want to walk into this establishment with my man and I want every other man to want me. Not because she wants them, but because it raises the social status of the relationship within that environment. It makes you feel good, it makes him feel good, he feels lucky to have you on his arm. Now, obviously, he already loves you and he cares about you, otherwise he wouldn't be with you, right? But this is something that is absolutely going to help the relationship more than you realize. And of course, he should do the same for you. So if he's coming to one of your events, he should make the effort. He should get a haircut, he should get that new shirt, maybe get a nice fitted shirt. And I'll be honest, you'll be surprised at what it's going to do for your sex life when your partner is looking at you out in public looking fine as hell. The next non-negotiable you absolutely need for a healthy relationship is to not sweep anything under the rug. That means when you've had problems in a relationship and you've had a major argument, you don't just leave it and move on without coming to some kind of conclusion or some kind of solution. The reason you don't want to do this is because when you haven't come to a conclusion or a solution for it, when you've had a major argument with your partner, there are going to be times when you're either with your partner or away from them that you'll be thinking about the topic of the argument that you guys had. And of course, the reason you've had this argument or disagreement is because you believe you're right and they believe they're right. And you lament over this in your head. And what this thinking does is that we will justify to ourselves why we are right and why they are wrong. And then we will further justify that they have to come and apologize to us. Now, while that may be the case, that maybe you are in the right and they are in the wrong on this particular occasion, part of having a relationship is coming to a compromise, especially when you have a disagreement. Thinking about the argument over and over again is going to foster negative energy, which you are going to be giving to your partner whether you realize it or not. It's going to affect how you treat them, whether you do things for them or not. It's going to affect what happens in the bedroom, if anything happens in the bedroom. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to talk about every little thing. Of course, there's an element of knowing how to choose your battles. You know, the little things we can let go of. But anything that is significant, never sweep under the rug, because it never ends well. It plants the seeds of contentment within a relationship, and then before you know it, that seed has grown into a tree and you guys are breaking up. Which brings us on to the next non-negotiable that you must have for a healthy relationship is knowing how to let go of past arguments. I mean, bringing up past conflicts when you have come to a conclusion or a solution. This is so incredibly toxic. All it does is it robs the other person of all the effort that they want to make with us. We can't be doing that. So if we've had an argument about something 2 or 3 days ago, 2 or 3 months ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, and we're into an argument with them about something else, and then we bring that old thing up as a way to attack them, shame on us. This is so impactful and detrimental for your relationship because it now means that every argument you have moving forward when you do this, they are going to be concerned that every word or everything they say or admit is going to be used as ammo against them later, which means they will never want to apologize and they will never want to take accountability because they don't trust us. They don't trust that we're not going to keep in our back pocket to pull it out as a surprise later. Honestly, it really comes down to trust. Can I be vulnerable with you that if I give you this vulnerable piece of me, you're going to protect it, not abuse it? So it's really important to let go of past arguments. Now, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. Let's not get that mixed up. The reason to remember is to remember something about you or your partner to help approach a similar situation in the future that results in a better outcome than what it lasted. Does that make sense? This is what brings men and women closer together. Because if you're ready for your man, then you're going to want to enroll in my Claim Your Man program in the link below, because that's what I do, help you get your man. Wink, wink. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep it slick.